Guys, don't mind Rob. Sometimes he can be a little bit of an asshole. And sometimes when he's like, here alone, he panics and he acts like a complete piece of shit. It's been a rough day for him. Obviously, he did not get the results he wanted from the election. If you can look at the look on his face. Rob, I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry. I was muted, guys. Sorry.
I was just giving him a pre-show check. Rob's the best. He's my favorite comedian around.
Just gonna go check on the stream.
So yeah, just kind of humor him. If he makes a joke that's not very funny, which will happen a lot, just kind of like, give him like a like a work laugh, something you might reserve for maybe a meeting. I honestly don't think he has much longer, and this is really the only thing he has left. So everybody just, do it for him. Do the right thing. Rob, you unmuted?
Hey, how's it going? We're live, yeah.
Oh,
I
awesome.
was hearing like you shit on me over you shitting on me.
No, you were muted. You didn't hear it.
But you can still hear when you're muted.
Nah, I don't think that's true. Welcome to
co-host to co-host with Creany and
Gipper. Woo! Episode 19.
That's right, 19. Can you believe we made it this far?
They said it wouldn't last.
Yeah, when we started doing this show, however many months ago, people said, "What are you doing now?" And then didn't pay attention when we answered.
I founded this foundation as a way to keep Robs off the street, and
keep Robs off the street. We just need to create a global pandemic that'll keep them straight off the streets.
It is hard. A lot of people are taking precautionary measures, but I have to visit 50 states a day and spread this virus just so we can keep it going. Bobby, did you have an okay day?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. How about yourself?
It was okay. It's kind of a bummer day.
Yeah, I know you were. The election did not go the way you wanted.
Yeah, I was. It was, it was good that he conceded, but Kanye West showed that a third party candidate, can spark the interest of the American people.
Of all of the states that he was on the ballot for, he had his name was there.
It's not about the winning; it's about the trying. John F. Kennedy ran for vice president before he got president, and he didn't win.
Imagine making 3 beats a day for 2 summers
with bipolar disorder.
Gary, I'm gonna let you finish. Gary, I'm gonna let you finish. Kanye West was one of the greatest candidates for office that ever ran. It's a disgrace that I'm gonna let you finish, Gary. It's a disgrace that anyone else won.
Taylor Swift was gonna announce her running for president, but
Kanye was just
he
pushed her out of the
beat
way.
her right to the punch.
He was right by the way about that. All the Single Ladies was one of the greatest music videos of all time, and
yeah, it's a great video.
I don't even know what Taylor Swift video won, but I know that it shouldn't have.
Well, we got fans on. Jacqueline Wall is watching. Let's say hi to her.
I love how comfortable you are using the term fans. I have such a hard time with it.
Oh, that's because you don't have any. These people watch the show for me. Mm-hmm. I am the talent, the writer, and the eye candy.
Of course, executive producer, Dr. Gerald J. Peterson, PhD.
J. Peterson. And Fuck Gary Kill production. And this is certainly something that we love to have our fans come up with hashtags. Old hashtags have been Pretty Gary, hashtag Top Soon, hashtag Rob's Canceled.
Yep.
So, if there's anything that comes up to our 4 viewers, feel free to jump in and we'll highlight you guys as much as possible. Rob, it's such a weird day, but I think people need to hear a little bit of material, don't you?
Yeah, I do. And it's the crazy thing is, like, since we've been in quarantine all this time, I feel like all of my jokes are just about being in quarantine.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any takes on that? Like, what's it like being in quarantine?
Well, you know what it's kind of like? This might seem a little far-fetched, but being in quarantine is a little bit like being an astronaut,
Hey, I finally found you. Found you guys. Hey, found you buttholes.
Okay. Hey, what's up?
This is Tommy Touriste?
Tommy Tourist. Get it
Okay.
right. Like, don't act like you don't
Okay.
remember me, Mr. Peterson.
I
Tommy
don't
Tourist.
remember.
Don't act like you don't remember me neither. No, Rob Creans.
It's singular. It's just it's
I have a total face blank here.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Tommy,
I don't.
So uses the same Rob Creans and Gary Peterson that used to do the
Singular.
Freedom Trail tours, right?
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I did it for a couple years, and then I
Gary-
moved on, and
I
Rob
portrayed
made
Isaiah
his
Thomas.
entire life out
Gary-
of it.
It's true. Yeah, I portrayed Isaiah Thomas. Gary portrayed Alfonso Walmart.
Okay, so then you remember in May, 5 years ago, I went to take one of your Freedom Trail tours, and what happened that day?
You were delighted.
It was raining, sir.
Oh yeah, that
And
happened.
you said,
Mhm.
I can come back anytime and take a free tour. And well, it took me 5 years to find you guys again, but I
not true.
finally found yous. Rob
Why-
Creans and Gary Peterson.
Did you try looking on the trail at all when you?
I went through many a venue looking for you. You got extremely common names. And yeah, it took me a long time.
I mean,
And I finally hit a lead last week when I asked my wife, Rebecca Crean, and about it. And
Wait a
she
minute.
said, hey, that sounds like my cousin. And
Yeah,
you're married to Bex.
yeah.
so that's
How
some
come
good
you don't
detective
come
work.
to family picnics no more?
I'm very busy. There's a there's a pandemic.
Yeah. It's always a pandemic with you guys. Well, hey, I mean, it took me 5 years, and I'm here now, and I want my goddamn tour.
Well, normally the tours, they're based on the
Yeah.
trail. We're
Right.
usually dressed as character in
Yeah.
a colonial garb, and it's hard to do those sites without the actual sites there. Plus, they're 90 minutes a piece. Would you settle for like a brief tour? Would you if we could give you a couple of bits, like you could give us some sites and we'll give you some history maybe. Would that be okay with you, Tommy?
Yeah.
Not only would that be okay, that sounds like a great way to do this.
Do you want to just shout them out to us, or should we just go in order?
I'm kind of a tourist, so I don't really know too much
Okay, great,
about
that's
his.
fine.
I'm sure you
I'll
guys
just go in
know.
order.
Good, yeah, good, go in order.
Number one,
And
Boston
don't give me
Con-
that thing about us coming from monkeys, neither.
That is not part of the tour.
All right, good.
And
good,
it's
good.
also
Well,
it's a little
not
bit.
part of your tour.
exactly.
Alfonso Walmart was a strict creationist.
It's not that we come from monkeys; it's that we have a similar answer. I'm not
yeah.
gonna do that.
See,
all right, let's
And
see.
I got no tail, nothing. So.
Number one, first stop, Boston Common. Wow, what a lot of grass. Number two,
Oh,
the
hey,
new
well,
State
slow
House.
down.
There's
I
a
want to talk
appreciator
about
who
this
controls
grass
the government.
here.
Number what's that?
So I want to talk more about this grass here.
Grass. Yes.
Ass gas or grass? What's that about?
Oh, that is that's an old hitchhiking term, which means in order to get a ride, you need to give something.
So where'd Hamilton take place?
Yeah, I've gotten this quite a bit because it's very popular. Hamilton, is a fantastic story. Is told
Not to
through.
me, it isn't.
It's not for everybody. What can I ask? Why you didn't like Hamilton?
The British.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. A lot of the Americans at that time, were rallying against the British because American citizens, even though they were part of the empire, were treated as second-class citizens. So,
Yeah.
they paid the same taxes, but they were treated less than.
So that's why we broke the bell.
The Liberty Bell,
Nah, the Boston Bell.
the Boston Bell.
Yeah,
Yep,
when we
that's
gonna
right.
see that?
Boston Bell is actually our old office was in the location of the first the site of the first telephone call, and that later became the Bell Company.
Hey, what'd they say? What's up in the phone? Can
The
you
first
guys do
telephone
that?
call. Yeah,
Can you-
we'll act out Alexander Graham Bell at the Bell Building.
Who?
Yeah, this is the first.
Wait,
phone call.
who was that?
All right, I'll be
Seriously?
Alexander Graham Bell. Ready?
Okay.
Watson,
Oh shit, they're doing it.
I need you.
Who's this?
That was kind of sexy.
It's Lex.
Oh, that.
Watson,
Oh, they're saying the names.
Hello?
it's Alexander. Watson, I need you.
Oh
What are you
shit.
What are you wearing right now, boss?
Oh, I'm wearing a three-piece suit.
Sounds
My
like what I call
collar's
my
very
wife.
high.
That's the first phone call that happened on the spot, downtown Boston.
Hey, it's like when I call you cousin, Rob.
Bex?
Aren't you married to her?
Yeah, we like to spice things up on our freedom trail, if you know what I mean.
Tell me more about that.
You leave each other and call each other.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons why she's always wanted me to take these tours.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people it is an erotic turn on to take these
Yeah.
freedom trail tours. sometimes people are on the tour and you can just see these couples looking at each other, just they're loving the tour, but they also like can't wait for it to be done so they can.
Yeah. Hey, talk about that guy that went to Harvard and solved all the math problems.
That was Matt Damon.
What's up with him?
Well, Matt Damon invented film
Who does
in
he
Boston. There was no films before him. Some people would say those early 70s movies about Boston were real, but they were not. Matt Damon actually made it possible, and I
watched
honor
a
him.
YouTube video that says Damon is an anagram for demon. Is that true?
No,
Yes,
actually,
that
it's
is
not.
true.
It's close, but there's a missing letter. An anagram needs to have all of the same letters, which Damon doesn't.
This is the most I've ever learned on a tour.
And this is where Rob and our tours are very different. I do believe that Matt Damon is a demon.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say he wasn't a demon. I said he wasn't an anagram.
Oh, that makes sense.
So what do you think is the most historic thing in Boston?
The beans.
Yeah, the beans.
Will we get to taste any beans on this tour?
That's really up to you. I mean, we're on the internet, so
what?
The beans.
Wait, what are we on?
The internet?
Okay, whatever you say, Professor. Hey, I'm in your hands. When we're crossing the street here, do we gotta walk on these dotted lines?
You should.
Okay.
To be safe.
All right.
Wait until it's the signal of the human shaped walking.
And what's the best way to get back to Waltham?
To Waltham?
Waltham.
Waltham.
Yeah. My friend Walt Ham, I'm supposed to meet him after the tour.
I would just call him.
Yeah, give him a call.
See where he's at.
Say, Waltham, I need you.
Okay.
And maybe one final stop on the tour, something that Rob and I, could do a little bit of a teamwork. The Boston Massacre, I think, is something a lot of people want to see at the scene. I can be the Colonials and Rob.
I've been training for that.
Yeah, you ready to act it out? Rob, do you want to be the commander of the regulars?
A young boy who is the apprentice of the wig maker timidly approaches the British barracks because he is owed money, one of the officers of the barracks, for his master making a wig.
Hey, mister. Hey, can I talk to you for a second, mister?
Look at this one then. He wants to talk to us. What you gotta say there, you little vagabond?
And you better have some wigs for us.
Yeah, we just wanted some wigs because we did all this hard work, mister. Would that be okay? I am so hungry.
Let's get our commanding officer out here and see what he thinks. The commanding officer comes out. He's very intimidating. He's very impressive figure. Yes. Yes, street urchin. What do you wish to ask of me?
I was just coming to collect money for the debt you owe on that wig, sir. It's pretty cool to get paid, Got a big Friday night ahead of me. So I want to.
At this point, the commanding officer pulls his sword out, aims it directly at the young boy, and says, "I have your money. Come forward and get it."
Oh, but no, I'll get real hurt if I step forward.
Do you want the money or not? If you want the money, step forward. If you don't, then get out of my sight.
Oh,
damn,
please,
he's holding a sword.
Please, mister. I just want. Ah!
Well, do you want the money or not?
You just cut my ribs open with your
If
sword.
you don't want the money, then I shall go inside. He puts the sword back in and he walks back into the barracks.
Wait, so just one little kid died and they called it a massacre?
Oh no, we're not even close to the massacre. This is still all about a week before.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay.
We'll jump to the action. So everybody's gathered round. We're all throwing snowballs at a bunch of soldiers. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
And they're like, should we fire? Shouldn't we fire? They
support the troops, bro.
Yeah, and then of course Crispus Attucks is there.
Christmas.
And, Christmas Attucks is his name.
Nice.
He comes forward. Let's just work this out.
The officer comes out and he goes to the boy who was there earlier and he slices his head off with his sword and then just starts licking the neck wound. Where's your God now?
Oh, damn, dude.
And then all of the soldiers just start slashing people. And then they start throwing gasoline on them and they're lighting the gasoline on fire. Yeah. And anytime someone tries to get out of the fire, they push them back in. That's the story of the Boston Massacre.
The only survivor was Christmas Attucks.
Christmas Attucks.
Wow.
And that's where
that's why every Christmas. Okay. Wow. Hey, I learned a lot. Hey, I might use that next time someone comes looking for their wigs. I'll take my sword out and tell them to come here. Wow, I gotta admit, I've been, I've taken a lot of tours in my time. I don't know if you guys know this, but my last name is Tourist.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah.
That's just a coincidence?
Yeah, but also I changed it. So, a little bit of a forced coincidence on my part.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
yeah, but yeah, I gotta say, next to the time I took an underwater tour of Alcatraz, this is definitely the best tour I've ever been on.
An underwater tour of Alcatraz?
Yeah.
Tell us about that. What was that like?
Oh, it was great. We got in this big long boat that went underwater, and they served us these tiny little sandwiches that were shaped like boats, and I ate about 50, 60 them sandwiches, and my wife Becky Crean, she kept telling me like, hey, no sex if you keep eating those sandwiches. And I was like, damn.
Were these submarine sandwiches that you were eating?
Yeah, they were. They look just like the thing we were in.
Theirs are not small sandwiches. Those are big sandwiches.
In comparison to the vessel,
that's
they
true.
were small.
You got me there.
But yeah, no, I really wanted to bang my wife that night. So yeah,
my cousin.
Yeah, I know. So I ended up, going to the bathroom, and my stomach was empty. So it was a great tour.
Wait. What do you mean you went to the bathroom and your stomach was empty?
Because I ate too many sandwiches, so I went to the bathroom, and then, bada bing, bada boom, at least I thought it was a bathroom at the time.
What was it?
I don't know what they call it on a sub, but it's where the captain sits. And
it's the helm.
The helm,
Yeah,
yes,
the
thank you, the helm.
How did you get rid of what was in your stomach in the helm? Because there's two ways to do it. They're both bad, but one is worse.
I was hoping this wouldn't come up.
You brought it up.
It's a bit of a shameful secret if I'm
sorry it was such a coincidence that this came up.
But the captain was given the tour, so he wasn't in the helm, and I kind of I stood up on the chair because I thought it was one of the fancy toilets. And I'll be honest, I was thinking of shit. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, and
that's the worst of the two.
But it gets worse. Let's say the what do you call it? A shit, I guess.
Yeah.
The shit came out, and wouldn't you know it, it fell right on the torpedo button.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't know if you remember a couple of years back where all them prisoners broke out of Alcatraz because of it.
Yep.
That was me.
The torpedo Alcatraz prison break?
That was me.
You taking a shit?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
That is, boy. Yeah. You really, I've heard about destroying bathrooms, but you really destroyed Alcatraz.
It's true. That was the headline in the San Francisco Chronicler next day.
Tommy, you have been incredible to grace us with your presence.
Okay. Whatever. You guys got some comment cards or something?
Yeah, we have comment cards for the show that we pass out to all the tables.
Hey, fantastic.
Comics.
And both.
Comment.
Oh, yeah, because I do have a comic right here that's called President Werewolf. It's very good.
Oh, shit.
It was written by this young man in the Johnny Mnemonic suit that he wore to his wedding.
Damn, that looks sharp as hell.
You mean that guy in the Punch Drunk Love Adam Sandler suit?
Yes. Here he is with his bride-to-be and me making sure that she says yes.
You the guy in the Swingers, the movie suit?
Yes. I was in a shark skin suit.
It looks like a nice wedding. There's a lot less shotguns than were at my wedding.
You both look great. Both of the people in that picture. Gary, you look so money. It's like you don't even know how money you are.
Money, baby.
Yeah, dude, money.
Tommy Torres, thank you for joining us. I know you probably got another historical site to see. You off anywhere special?
Yeah, I know. I was gonna go visit. What's that? What was the prison where the guy from Making a Murderer was staying at?
Making a Murderer?
Making a Murderer?
Yeah, on the Netflix Making a Murderer.
I don't know what the name of it was. Which guy? Brandon Dacey?
Or the other guy?
The guy that they made the Murderer out of.
I'd say that's Brandon Daisy.
All right, yeah, well,
The other guy,
Arkham Asylum. That's where I'm going.
That's it.
Arkham Asylum. Yeah.
Just gonna make sure I take a
God.
shit before I
Yeah.
take the tour.
Number one rule.
Learn-
if you're gonna get
I don't want no
a tour.
Two-Face Killer Croc getting out. You know.
Is that what's on his face?
Wait, your shit? You think shit is on Two-Face's face?
That's why his face looks like that. It's covered in shit.
Could be. I don't know. I haven't taken the tour yet.
Let us
Well,
know. Let us
yeah,
know. when you
please,
Arkham Asylum
please come
starts.
back.
Yeah, me and Walt. Yeah, we gotta. We'll come back sometime.
Walt, my uncle?
No, Walt Ham.
Oh, I thought you meant Walt. You know, my uncle who's a Welt cream impresario. Walt cream.
Oh, who?
You know, Walt Cream's Welt cream. You never heard of it?
Oh no. I married
Walt
for
Cream's
love, not
Welt cream.
money.
Yeah, Welt cream's Welt cream.
Yeah, no, I didn't marry into the Welt side of the family. Even though that was a possibility.
The Welty side. You
Yeah.
are in the Moidova side.
The Moiterist, yeah.
Tommy Tourist, check out his friend's work, President Werewolf, available
Good
everywhere.
book,
now.
good book, yeah.
Good book. Thank you, Tommy.
Yeah,
Take
thanks.
care.
Tell
Round of
Baxter-
applause.
Hey, God bless, peace and love. 2024, we'll get it back.
Tommy Tourist. You think you wouldn't see somebody like that again, Rob?
You wouldn't, yeah.
Please welcome Izzy to Rosa.
Welcome, Izzy.
Hello. Thanks
Hi.
for having me.
Thank you so much for being here.
What's
Yeah.
your background? What is that?
So this is like very basic bitch thing to do. It's a tapestry that my mom got. My parents are from Cape Verde, so it's like the flag and then the islands like kind of put onto the flag.
Oh, cool.
So it's a map and a flag.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Irish, so my wallet has a hole punched through it.
I love it.
I'm Italian, so I have a meatball punched through the hole that I punched.
I love it. I am 1.8% Italian. So
Oh, what part? Are you Sicilian?
I think I have to look at the report again.
Wait.
Whopping almost 2%.
Let me do that more like an Italian. Where are you? Get the fuck out of here. That's my uncle.
That's good.
With comedy right now. What's the word on the street? What's the scuttlebutt? Are you doing shows? Are you out there? Are you in the fields or drive-ins?
Not any drive-ins. I'm not that fancy. I did maybe one live thing in person in New Hampshire, here in good old New Hampshire, right in the heart of Trump County. It was very, very fun. Well, it was fun, but that's pretty much it. Not a lot of comedy for me. Not a lot of writing either. So that's going really well.
Rob doesn't know how to write.
Don't.
Do you think it would be hard for him to learn at this point?
You know what? I think maybe now we could do a thing where the student becomes the teacher, because Rob actually taught me how to write.
It's true.
So
He doesn't even know how to do it. What did he? Was it
so
just?
that makes sense. Well, then that's good, because I don't know how to write. So that's good.
Did I give you any direction that was helpful in the class?
Yeah, actually, very, very helpful. And I think that because of you, I continued to do stand-up. So
that's nice to hear.
Were those tips? They clearly weren't anything to do with like wearing a ridiculous jacket or a stupid hat. Nothing like.
no, it was one-on-one, so we didn't get into the hat wearing. But I really think that if there was another level, I would hope that was in there. I will say he did teach me a lot about being patient, because I would also go to his open mic after the class. And not only did we have an insufferable member of the class, but then also a very long open mic list.
Oh man, I'm trying to remember who the insufferable person was.
I can message it to you, but he did a lot of interrupting the teacher all the time, because Rob would be giving us like really good feedback. And then this person who was also in the one-on-one class would then like chime in over Rob. And you were very, very patient and professional.
That's always
I don't know that I would have been.
It's just tough because it's like I want that person to have a good time, but I also don't want the rest of the class to have a bad time.
No, what was really fun was like sometimes me and a couple of the other girls that took the class would be like, did you see Rob's face? Because you'd be like super patient that you could see like kind of a like perplexed look on your face.
Was the face like this?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was fantastic.
We at Creany and the Gipper call that Rob's oopsie face.
The oopsie face.
It means we have to get a set of rubber sheets. Izzy, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions, since Rob was technically your professor. Website.
I never used the term professor.
Well, you put it on all your business cards. I know that.
Put designated boss on all my business cards.
He told us to call him Dr. Crean.
Would you help indulge me in playing Rate My Professor with Rob Creany.
Gary, I should mention Angela also took my class.
It's true.
Ooh.
I did.
And-
Obviously, I interrupted Rob during this show, so I didn't learn much.
Did you know?
Can Angela and Izzy, we'll have both of your input. This will make it a more rounded discussion. So Rob's course was comedy writing. How would you rate the quality on a scale of Crean to 5? Crean being the lowest.
It seems like that's not.
3 to 5.
Crean to 5. 5's a Peterson. Crean's a
Oh,
1.
wait, excuse me.
Okay. On a scale of Crean to Peterson, I would say Peterson.
Oh, great. That's great.
I mean, there's no way I can win this.
No, it's fine. Rob, just let the kids answer. I mean, you want to become. Rob wants to become a better teacher.
What am I judging? The comedy writing that I learned from him?
The quality, yes, of the class.
Quality of the comedy writing that I learned from him?
Crean to Peterson.
Crean to Peterson.
Peterson
I'm
being the
going to give
highest.
it a Creterson, about halfway between.
About 3. Okay,
Oh,
that takes him
good.
down.
Yeah.
Considering your instructor's failure to understand any use of vowels, adjectives, or basic human language, how would you rate his communication? 1 to 5. 5 being Peterson, excellent. 1 being
A
Crean.
Peterson, if he doesn't know any human language, he communicates really well.
Seriously, you're setting me up to succeed here.
Mhm.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
I agree with Angela.
All right, 2. You're doing good, Rob. You made up for that, that lack of credit from Angela. This is strange. Would you say he is a masturbatory predator,
Okay, no.
an unhelpful predator, all of the above?
I don't think that those are any of those are good options.
It's on the site. I didn't make the site, Rob. This is just for you to get to be a better teacher. Izzy, what would you say?
What are my options again? A masturbatory predator or an unhelpful predator or all of the above?
Yeah, an unhelpful predator is like, like if in the movie Predator, if he had all the gear and the tools and the abilities to do a lot of things, but instead just made memes of like his friend Gary, like eating chili and be like, he's going to fart later. Like he spends most of his time doing that. That's an unhelpful predator. It's very troll-like. And then all of the above would be both.
And when you say masturbatory predator, do you mean literal masturbating or?
Well, that's the thing is like you never really see Rob's hands during the class. I mean, a lot of people think they see it, but those are, when you get close up, you can find that they're fake hands, and the other ones are under a raincoat.
He did wear a lot of jackets, I will say that. So
I wore probably one jacket.
yeah.
He sleeps in that jacket too. Izzy, what do you think?
Wow. You know what? Can I do an NA for this question? Not applicable.
Not applicable. Okay. Angela, do you have
The kind of drawing that you were referencing.
Oh, Wait, is that? Hold on. Show that again. Is that the penis or is that pooping?
That's Gary
Oh.
shitting in his own mouth.
I like that.
do you?
Hey, it looks like you're flexible. He's showing how
Yeah.
agile you are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like that's honestly, that's sort of a complimentary photo.
Yeah, not for nothing. I slimmed you down a little bit.
Yeah, I have gotten a little around the hips. Angela, any input on masturbatory predator, unhelpful predator, or all of the above?
I would say that Rob Crean proved the point for us just now by whipping that drawing out that he's all of the above.
Thank you. Final question on, it's the hotness level. That you can get like a chili pepper with glasses and a cool beard and a respectable shaved head on it. Or if you don't think he's all that great, it's kind of like a straw hat on a pile of hay that's gone somehow gray. Angela, chili
My
pepper.
hotness factor is, my scale is Ichabod Crane to Orson Welles. There's no middle. Rob blows him out of the water.
Wow, it's high praise.
Yeah, I'm definitely more
Is he-
towards the Orson Welles side of that for sure.
I
It's
think
because you wear a girdle all the time.
It
Right
feels
now-
fantastic.
I'm not kidding. This is not a joke. Pull your shirt up. Pull your shirt up right now.
I'm not going to
Show
pull my
us your-
shirt up.
Show us you're not wearing a girdle.
I'm not
right
wearing
now.
a girdle. I don't wear the
Go
girdle
ahead.
anymore.
Then pull the shirt up and show us.
This is ridiculous.
Go ahead.
I'm not wearing a girdle. See, no girdle.
Okay.
love
Great.
it.
You have a lot of dirt on your belly, though.
It's hair.
because it would be the same
And that
color.
girdle I used to wear was medical.
That's right. Rob found it in a dumpster behind a hospital. Izzy,
What do I think?
yeah, what do you think of the hot factor? Chili pepper with glasses and a respectable beard, or a straw hat on a gray pile of hay?
I'm going to go off the scale right now, and I'm going to say Rob is really serving us Anderson Cooper right now. He's got a suit on. The hair looks nicely brushed away. You know, like I think this is very Anderson.
This is Anderson comedy that we're broadcasting on. So.
There we go.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, he's got the silver too, so it works.
Fantastic.
And I want to thank Gary for doing that survey. Now, if you'd be willing to take a quick survey on how Gary performed as a survey taker. So on a scale of vomit to diarrhea, how was Gary as a survey taker?
Ooh, okay. Vomit to diarrhea. Ooh, that's hard.
Yeah, they're both great.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm going to say somewhere in the middle of that, kind of like the alternating.
Okay.
I would say sometimes there weren't enough choices.
I agree.
But I did have to opt out on one, so that was that kind of took points away. So I would say you're right in the middle. You're like solid poop, but also vomiting.
Angela?
Fluid?
Mm-hmm.
How mine
Now,
comes out.
Did you find Gary's demeanor, looks, and sex dummy, A, somewhat distracting, B, very distracting, C, extremely distracting, D, shoo, get out of here, shoo, shoo.
I'm going to say only a little distracting. I do wonder what he does with the sex dummy, but I wasn't totally focused on it because I'm open-minded.
It's a martial arts dummy, everybody. Okay, and if you happen to fall in love while you're training, it happens.
It said marital arts.
Yeah, one of my ex-boyfriends got really into karate for a little bit, and that didn't end well for me. So
was it because he had to go to Okinawa for like a summer, and then when he came back, he was still hanging out with his janitor a lot? And the guy gave him a car for some reason, and he still like didn't get it that he should have paid attention to you the whole time. Was that?
Yeah.
I'm just guessing.
We'll go with that.
It's most karate relationships.
No. Angela has to answer these survey questions too, right?
Yeah, Angela, what's your answer for that one?
I can tell that the dummy is a sex dummy because of how low the dummy wears his hat.
Yeah.
It's
The
clearly
dummy, it's a
that's
shame.
clearly a hot bro. That's a look around the whole country for sure.
I just dress it like my attackers, Angela.
Well, I'm sorry you're getting attacked by such hot dudes.
Shouldn't it be dressed like women on the internet?
I blocked them, so they can't even touch me. And I don't hang in front of Aeropostale anymore. I learned my lesson.
Final question. How likely are you to take another survey from Gary? Not likely, somewhat likely, likely, very likely.
I would say likely. I like surveys. I like sharing my opinion.
We value your opinion.
Thank you.
Angela?
I think Gary's going to ask me questions in the next set, or maybe the set after the next set. So pretty likely.
Very likely, yeah.
Very, very likely.
Good answer.
Izzy, have you heard any election news? Rob and I have not heard a thing.
Yeah, we're still waiting.
We're keeping off the internet.
Election news? Well, I heard that sexy politician John Ossoff is going to have to run again in Georgia. So there's that news. But other than that, not a ton.
Not much going on.
I don't really
right
pay
now.
a lot of attention to politics. I try not to post about it, read about it. If I had to
go ahead.
guess, I'm sure Donald Trump has had at least another meltdown and told another lie on the internet within the past 2 hours about an illegal election and how he won. No, actually, I forgot. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris did win.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were running.
I know. It kind of came out last minute that they were, and then they just won. Did you vote?
I just checked Twitter, and yet Donald Trump is saying that he won the election, and they got more votes than any sitting president. I won the election by a lot.
That's what he's saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he means that he's a sitting president. Like, he doesn't stand much. It's a lot of strength.
There are sitting presidents, there are walking presidents, there are standing presidents, there are pacing presidents. I think my favorite sitting president has to be FDR. He was great.
He was kind of sitting and walking at the same time, which is like a pretty masterful skill.
FDR?
Four terms. 4 terms, baby.
Wait,
terms.
no, I'm thinking of the wrong one. Never mind.
Oh yeah, TR was more of a, I feel like he was more of a standing pacing president.
He drank a lot of coffee. Who of the 2 Roosevelts both attended Harvard? who had better grades, Theodore Roosevelt or Franklin Delano Roosevelt? Izzy DeRosa, we turn to you.
I would guess Theodore had better grades because Franklin was hotter.
Interesting. Angela?
That's excellent logic. I've never known that rule to not apply. So
We'll go around the horn. Jessica, who do you got in this?
I've always personally had a thing for guys in wheelchairs.
FDR.
FDR,
Tom,
baby.
Tommy Torres?
Yeah, Teddy all the way.
Rob?
I gotta say, FDR must have had better grades. That is my guess. I mean,
FDR had lower grades,
what?
as he called them, gentleman C's.
What?
And Teddy had straight A's, baby. Kept
See,
the answers in his mustache.
I also think Teddy. Never mind.
No, say it. We can
I was
always
gonna say,
edit it out.
Franklin had the chair, but he didn't have the one that comes with a computer. You know?
Izzy, where
Like
can
Stephen
people find you to harass you for that comment?
At Izzy DeRosa on Instagram or Twitter. That's really it.
Are you still doing your Instagram show?
Yeah, I took a little break for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Little break, but I just started it up again. So yes, on Sundays at 8, a live show, which I would love to have all of you guys on.
I would love
once
to.
I can get organized in my life together and start asking people to be on it.
Let me know.
I'd be on it better than Rob.
Ooh, okay.
Yep.
Good to
Can we
know.
debate each other on the show?
Yeah.
I
I'll
don't
put
think
you
you
both
have
on.
you get more than one person on, or more than 2 people on an Instagram.
Yeah,
Live.
that's true.
So,
Oh, that's fine. I could put your outfit on the dummy, and that'll probably say
Yeah.
just as much funny things as you.
hey,
Hmm. Izzy, you're hilarious. Thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah.
Izzy, everybody. Rob,
Oh,
that
man.
was fun.
We are in the double digits on the live stream.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hashtag making a moidua is trending. Hashtag we'll get it back from Kevin Doug Fitzgerald. Hashtag fancy toilets.
Who is martial arts? Is he handsome? That's a great name. Hey, how's it going? Martial arts.
The winner of the hashtag of the night will get a link of my debut album, Yellow Belt Confidence, available on deadandmellow.com. We've got a correspondent now, somebody that's in a different part of town, in a different area. Rob, you're in Jamaica Plain, Massachusetts,
Yes.
approximately at the intersection of Washington and, I'll give the address on my personal page.
I'm easy to track down. You can say what it is.
I'm in Hollywood. I live in the sign where the H is right as the bridge comes across. We figured, why don't we reach out to somebody who's funny and interesting and in a different state that maybe not so happy right now. Please welcome our Missouri correspondent, Jessica Johns, everybody.
Hey, hey.
Hey.
What's up?
How's it going? How are you?
I'm scared. I'm doing okay though.
Okay.
It's terrifying here right now.
Yeah, I can imagine. What is the mood like?
There's just crying everywhere and angry mobs. It's the weirdest combination.
Really? Wow,
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
crazy.
No, I've seen a lot of parades. I've seen a lot of Trump flags. I've seen
Yeah.
like 7 on just one fucking truck today. It was insane. Yeah, it's been strange out here.
Are you doing anything to camouflage yourself, like wearing too much camouflage in public?
I haven't left my house in 5 days.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I feel like that's the best move to make for me
Yeah.
for multiple reasons.
It's pretty joyous here in Massachusetts. People are pretty happy. But I can imagine in a state where, the 56% of the people voted for Trump, it might be a little bit different.
It's a lot different. We've had to completely take politics off the table because now I'm the outnumbered one
Yeah.
and I don't like, my back against a wall. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Unless there's a dude plowing me in front of me.
Even if it's uncomfortable, it's worth it, usually.
Usually, yeah.
I mean, if you're in love.
Oh, there's never love involved.
But Gary's a real sweetheart romantic. A lot of people don't know that about him.
Oh, when me and Gary
Would you-
get together, yeah, there's tons of love. Anyone else, no.
It's true love.
I only have room for you.
Thank you. I will wait for you. We've had an online romance for quite a while. We're still holding hands. We haven't done anything yet because obviously we want to wait for
Marriage.
Yeah,
marriage.
Gary's just, often stated that. I know your parents came on and talked about how they call you their little virgin boy.
We call you our virgin boy.
Right. I always thought he was gay, but now it turns out he just hasn't had sex yet.
And you're saving yourself for marriage, which is
Yes.
Virgin boy.
And I told Gary we could arrange something, because we know a number of, people his age, I'm sure, who'd be willing to just take him on his first ride. I mean, that kind of thing you can get on TaskRabbit.
I mean, it's commendable, especially in this day and age.
We love you so much, Gary, and we are so proud of exactly who you are.
Sorry, I couldn't wait.
It's fine. Most people can't.
Especially considering how unlikely it is that you'll ever find love, that you're still willing to wait for marriage when just the chances of that are so
fucking
slight.
slim.
I mean, yeah, it's like the chances of you finding someone and then them sticking with you, or it's just like.
Well, there's people out there. Jessica, I've sent her a lot of plane tickets and other bus tickets and things, and she just doesn't get on the plane or bus.
I mean to. Then something comes up.
They're non-refundable.
Yeah, but
items.
I told you I'd get the money to you. So.
Yeah, and I know you're.
So they're refundable for you. I'm paying for it. You're welcome.
Gary,
it's just been like
it's
10 years now, just adding up. I
And
happen to have.
I have.
I just have a couple.
Listen, I have it
items.
all written down. You can trust me. I'm good for it.
You have my Venmo,
I'm
and
good for it. I stopped using those things. I only do cash now.
that's fair.
Just look out in your mailbox. It'll be there. I don't know, sometime.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Right.
You remind me of every
just-
comedy booker.
Yeah.
Speaking of comedy bookings, are you doing anything in Missouri?
God, no, I haven't done anything since like last month, and I had to fly back to LA just for a 7-minute set, and then I came back because I actually did have a live show, which I was like, I'm not going to pass this up. I fucking miss people, so I wasted $500 to go there and back. So thank you for calling me. I miss people. I shit you not. Last night, me and my cousin were outside drinking, and I was just breaking into my stand-up routine.
Bex?
What's that?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he's my ex too.
No, I said Bex. That's my cousin.
Oh shit! Did I just out myself as a cousin fucker?
You said Missouri. We just assumed.
I know. That's why I didn't question you guys questioning it. You guys are so great.
Do you have observational humor about Missouri that you would like to try? I mean, would you break into some stand-up for us now if we put you on the spot?
No,
that's fair.
No, not unless you want to talk about. I've been working more on my past relationships and how guys act after they fuck me.
Okay.
Oh, you want to do that now? Oh, well, see, like, okay.
Do you want to talk it out, or do you want to?
Can we talk it out? Can we just like talk it
out
out real quick? Okay, cool. Because listen, as a trans woman, I'm fantasized a lot, and I'm like tired of being told this is my fantasy. It's just like it feels weird. And when you snapshot this fantasy, it's just a coked out tranny in a garage blowing a dude 30 feet away from his girlfriend and baby. Like, whose fantasy is that?
Whoa.
Right.
Yeah, I can imagine it doesn't feel good to be fetishized. I can't relate on. I mean, no one's ever fetishized small gray old men.
I don't know. I've always had a thing for Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like if Steve Martin had no talent
and was flattened by a semi truck.
The arrow through my head.
Forgot to comb his hair. Yeah.
Forgot to comb my hair.
If we were to put Rob in a fetish category, what would that fetish category be? So far, Steve Martin fetishes.
Elderly Michael J. Fox.
Self-deprecating point of view.
Is that a fetish?
Yeah, POV.
Something Anderson Cooper related, just because I went with that earlier.
I think Anderson Cooper is a fetish on his own.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people are into these this step sibling porn, but my category would be more like a step stool.
What about a disgraced substitute teacher?
Just watch the video. Just sit down and watch the video. I'm not even trying to get you to do any learning. Just be quiet and watch the video.
The feed has a couple good ones. Jacqueline Wall says silver gnome categories. Sandra Garrett comes in with Chubby Mr. Rogers. Kevin Doug Fitzgerald, dad bod category. I think that's very fair.
I'm more of a uncle bod.
To be fair, what would my category be? I don't want to just.
I wanted to say, by the
obviously.
way, my category, in all honesty, in the gay community, large hairy men are referred to as bears. Smaller hairy men.
I was getting otter vibes from you.
Not exactly. I'm actually a raccoon.
Is that a real category?
I'm the only one in it, but yeah.
Have I been out of the gay community that long?
Jessica, did you get otter vibes because Rob eats off his belly so much?
That is fair.
He looks like a person who eats off their belly.
I do. I have a giant bowl of popcorn.
Without utensils.
Yeah. Well, it's popcorn.
Hashtag Uncle Bod.
You don't use a fork and knife?
Sometimes I use chopsticks for my popcorn.
He doesn't know how to use a fork.
Great.
What would my category be?
Not Silver Gnome?
Mr. Magoo and XXX parody.
Fuck, I don't even know. You're that unfuckable. I can't put you in a fetish.
Thank you.
Did you ever see the Austin Powers movie? What if the villain was less successful, like a Mr. Evil?
Mr. Evil?
Kevin Doug Fitzgerald said, I own more than one gun category. Really good. And if it's a bear because of my beard, it would be a Gare Bear category, which I think is fair. Gare Bear.
Aw, that sounds cute.
Mr. Kind of Clean.
I gotta come clean here. I've always had a thing for tour guides. I don't know if if that came across, but I think you both would fit the harsh head tour master category.
Category.
Yeah. Yeah.
You really struggle with those OR words.
And make it a category.
Yeah. You both would be pretty sexy toy masters.
Jack and Wall said that mansplaining. That's
You see, when you're trying to have sex with somebody, you want to line up things equally and then, repeat as that would be in the Jessica, how can funny people that enjoy comedy find your humor? You're on Instagram, yes?
Yeah, I'm on the Instagram, aka Jessica Johns.
And you're gonna be back in LA or Long Beach sometime soon.
God, I fucking hope so. Fucking hate this place. Get me out of here. Wanna come crash with you for a while?
I've got
just get rid of your fuck doll. I'll take his space.
AKA Jessica Johns on Instagram.
Oh, great.
Rob?
Yes.
Final performer.
One of my favorite people in the world. She runs my favorite open mic, Midway or the Highway. She's fantastic. Please welcome Angela Sawyer.
Hi.
Angela.
Thanks so much for having me. How are you guys?
Thanks for being here. I'm doing pretty well. Gary?
All right.
Kanye.
Nice.
You have a show at the Comedy Studio on Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
Folks can attend your mic or your show both online, safely, virtually, from the comfort of their home.
So you wanted to talk about small town things.
Small town tomfoolery. Because
Yes.
I'm from sort of a small town, and you come from an interesting place. Where are you from again?
Small town.
I come from Denver.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's only
City.
interesting if you haven't been a lot of places. I will say this. I lived in 3 places when I was in Colorado, and then I moved away to Boston where I fit in better because people are angry here. And in Colorado, they're very polite. But I lived in 3 places. I lived in suburbs, and then I lived in Littleton. And between those, I lived in a dirt track right off the highway that's on the way of the nuclear power plant. That's got a real small town vibe, that place. So I have 3 stories about things that happened to me when I lived in that place. So we can talk about the time that I fell in a hole, the time that I broke my foot, or the time everyone I knew got injured at the playground. I'll give it up to you. What would you like?
I think the playground injury is my vote. What do you guys think?
I'm voting playground.
Yeah.
Playground injury. Okay. I am very old. I'm 50 years old, which means I was a child in the 70s. And I don't know if you guys know this. Before World War II, there were no toys for children. Children just got like bricks or like clumps of yarn, things like that. There were no actual toys. It wasn't until a few years after World War II got over that somebody decided, like, oh, maybe kids would like a swing or something. But at first, no one knew what to put in playgrounds. It's not like it is now. In my day job, I work as a secretary at a place that makes parks for kids. Very intense, and there's a lot of rules and measurements and accessibility issues and this and that, so that everybody can have something to do and it's interesting for kids. I think monkey bars probably didn't exist until like the 60s or 70s. When I was a kid, the elementary school that I went to and the junior high, they just had leftover stuff from when they were building a big road. Like there were these big concrete circles that you would put under a road to hold sewage. Nobody put any sewage in them. They just put them next to a school for children. And they were like, you guys can go outside and play in those. They put up some swings. We did get monkey bars. And then they just put rocks on the ground next to those things. And they were like, go have fun, be outside. Uh, and at that time, the way to raise your child ethically was to never speak to your child if you could possibly help it. So the idea was, child gets up in the morning, you immediately throw them out of the house. And then when the sun goes down, it's time for them to go to bed. So they come in, you shove some food down them, and away they go, and you don't have to talk to them at all. That worked well for both children and parents across the land for some time. It was a fine idea. I'm sure it'll come back around someday. Anyway, when I was attending school, ideas started to change. People got more progressive about what they would make for kids. And they were like, you know what kids need? They need stuff that is more natural. So, for instance, at my school, they cut down some trees and just took the logs without branches, but with bark still on them, hooked 4 of them together the long way. Just logs hooked together the long way. And they made a 2 teeter-totters hooked together the long way, a seesaw, but 2. And that is not a toy or a ride. That's just like a catapult that sends small children into rocks. The only other detail I remember about this thing that they had at my school was, you know, when you go by a highway and there will be some barriers, some concrete barriers on the highway that have like swirly pieces of metal that stick up out like sticks, you know, like it's going to grow a concrete flower there. Those made the handles on the logs. They just took those and bent them and stuck them in the logs, and those were the handles. So you could get your hands cut up with the nice rust on the handles. And there was no way to actually use the thing. If you sat 2 kids on the end, they couldn't make the weight work. It was like logically impossible. So what kids did to play on this toy is they just walked the length of it on top of it. And then every single child would get near the middle, and some kid would see another kid on the middle, and they would go and hit it, and they'd fly off. That injured many students, many of my peers. But it got worse when I was in 6th grade. The teacher that we had, Mr. Brotherton, which that is a 70s name that I couldn't
It really
like
is.
he carried a guitar and was trying to like convince you to be a part of the priesthood.
Jesus is just like all of us, man.
Yeah. Yeah. His first name was probably Elbow Patches. It was really like, I can't believe he was a real person, but he was a real guy named Mr. Brotherton. He decided that as 6th graders, we were wonderful, smart kids, and that we should learn something creative. So he bought several of this fancy new invention that had just come onto the scene of the world, big tech thing called a camcorder. He bought like 7 of them, which probably cost him his entire pay for the year. And then he put us in little groups and let us make little tiny movies all year. That's all we did in his class, was make these little movies. I convinced my group to use Play-Doh and make little characters on a checkerboard, and then we failed to learn how stop motion works. So we made an hour-long movie of just one piece of the checkerboard that never moved. We accidentally made a great Andy Warhol movie, but a terrible movie to sit through. And I was very proud. I was very excited that we made this. So at the end of the year, we're going to show all of our movies to each other, and we hadn't seen anybody else's. And we found out right at the end of the year that Mr. Brotherton was going to make a movie on the last day of school, like make a movie in real time right with us and then show it to us at the end of everybody's presentation. Mr. Brotherton's idea for his movie was to film each child walking towards the camera across the log thing. Because he knew that's what the kids did. He didn't seem to realize that's how all the kids got injured. But the movie did not go as planned. Instead, 2 ambulances came to the school that day. Because kids fell off that thing all the time. One girl broke her arm like in half, like here. Like she just like she did like a 90-degree angle on her arm in the wrong spot.
Whoa.
Somebody else hurt themselves badly in the leg. So we didn't get to see anybody's movies because it was just too much. Later, I don't know why, but I went back to the school for something and I got to see Mr. Brotherton's movie like 2 years later. And it was of these really happy kids just coming towards the camera and then getting a look of horror on their face and disappearing.
So he made a snuff film, is what you're telling us.
Yeah, with children.
Oh my God.
So, what I'm saying is that the laws that they have now, there are many of them about how to make playground equipment, and they're probably a good idea. Because we clearly don't know what children want, and we will not give them what they ask for.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That's incredible.
I love it. One time for Angela, the image of a child like Stalingrad siege, where he's like, send in another, is so horrifying.
When you're telling a story, I was thinking about all of the things that I grew up with on the playground that are no longer exist. Like, did you have a merry-go-round on your playground?
No.
So by merry-go-round, I don't mean like with horses, but a merry-go-round, it was, a metal circle that had like 3 bars cutting into thirds, shaped sort of like that. You would get on it and spin it with your feet to get it to move, and you'd get it going so fast, and it was so fun, but so dangerous. So many kids were injured, killed, but man, I miss it.
I have to tell you in truth, Rob, I didn't first see one of those merry-go-rounds until I was like 15 or 16 years old. And when I saw one, I was like, oh, for drinking with. I was like, oh, you're supposed to get drunk and then like fall off.
It's a way to simulate being drunk. When you get off, you're like, ooh.
There's something to be said, though, and I heard the science behind this, with old playgrounds that were concrete and had launching. They were old down telephone poles that were connected that launched kids. Same thing as Angela's. They weren't logs, but they were like huge things, and so you get splinters and all that stuff. But you would get hurt, so you would learn, and it taught you about risk. And because these playgrounds where kids can fall from like 13 feet onto rubber and bounce up, they become more reckless. And that is why America is crumbling right now.
It's either that or a continued push towards letting corporations be in charge of everything. But one of those two things is ruining this country. I don't know which one it is.
It's playground.
Definitely one of those two things.
This has been a fun show. How about a round of applause for everybody that came here tonight? Izzy Rosa, Tommy Torres, Tim Vargulish, Jessica Johns, Angela Sawyer, my partner, Creany, Rob Crean. I'm Gary Peterson.
Bye, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Later.
Please come home. He's a good virgin boy.
I like that movie.
I disagree, Gary.